Recently, I started playing a lot of Dead by Daylight, and with that, I've gotten access to a lot of new perks. I figured it would be a great time to utilize the unique perk builds on Nightlight. Typically, this means I'm handed a bunch of perks that nobody uses, like Teamwork, Collective Stealth, or Beast of Prey, but I may have stumbled upon the most underrated perk in all of Dead by Daylight. It's currently 88th out of the 136 that currently exist, despite being insanely strong. The perk I'm talking about is Deathbound. Deathbound comes from the Executioner, better known as Pyramid Head. It reads, when the survivor heals another survivor, they scream and activate Deathbound. While the healer is more than 4 meters away from the survivor they healed, they become oblivious until they lose a health state. What makes this so significant? Well, Oblivious is a status effect that essentially removes your terror radius for survivors. Currently, there are only 7 perks in the game that afflict survivors with Oblivious, and aside from 2 of them, they all have time limits attached to them, typically around 60 seconds. Hex Plaything and Deathbound are the only 2 perks that are actually technically able to permanently afflict survivors with the Oblivious status effect. Plaything lasts until the survivor cleanses their respective totem, which means survivors could technically stealth out their Oblivious status until they find their totem, but Deathbound completely removes the interaction. The survivor has no way to remove the Oblivious effect until they lose the health state. This is where the perk truly shines, as survivors tend to heal each other immediately after unhooking, essentially giving you a permanent stealth effect against the survivor who completes the heal. This can also afflict 2 survivors with the Oblivious status if they choose to heal in a group, since Deathbound is applied when the heal is completed. Even if the survivors join the heal late, so long as they finish the healing action, they are permanently afflicted with Deathbound. This can get you free hits, free grabs off of gens, and turns every killer into a stealth killer throughout the game. But not every killer is going to benefit from Deathbound, so which killers are the best users of the perk? Well, although I haven't played every single killer and used Deathbound on them, I have a solid idea of where the perk goes well. It looks something like this. I've broken the killers up into 4 categories: killers who excel with Deathbound, killers who would probably use the perk well, killers who would probably not get a ton of value from the perk, and killers who will most likely get no value from the perk. The killers who excel with Deathbound are killers like Bubba or Billeh, who can really take advantage of having no terror radius to catch survivors off guard on gens and get free insta-downs. Other killers like Oni, Nemesis, or Wesker also use the perk extremely well, as normally survivors will get to pre-run away from you as you're approaching, but with Deathbound that isn't really possible, as they'll have no idea you're even there until it's too late. I wanted to touch on Oni specifically, since although he's considered very weak when he's not in his power, he is arguably one of the best users of the perk, since survivors are almost forced to heal against you, else risking having you constantly in your power. A few other killers like Pinhead, Singularity, Chucky, and the Ghoul could also potentially use the perk well, but I haven't tested the perk on them, so take that with a grain of salt. I could see them all utilizing the perk well, however, as their information gathering is extremely powerful in the case of Pinhead and Singularity, and Chucky and the Ghoul can really take advantage of getting up close to survivors before they know you're there. Next are the killers who can probably use the perk well in most scenarios. This is where the majority of your M1 killers are going to fall, like Trapper, Hag, Doctor, and the rest of the cast, simply because survivors may not know that you're approaching until it's too late, and getting that first hit off for free can give you some major upside with these generally weaker killers. Some standouts for this list would be killers like Dredge, as he technically already has a stealth aspect to him when he's in Nightfall, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be stealth. More hits with Dredge means more Nightfall, and more Nightfall means more hit. They work really well in tandem with one another. Next on the list are killers who probably aren't going to benefit a ton from the perk, but may get some value from time to time. These are going to be your killers with stealth already built into their kit, like Ghostface, Onryo, and Springtrap, while also including killers like Legion, who will rarely get survivors healing against them, and therefore will rarely activate the perk. There's also killers like the Houndmaster, the Twins, and the Spirit here, which may be a bit confusing, as in theory they're good users of the perk, but for them to use the perk well, they'd have to not use their powers in a lot of situations where it would probably be good to, so that's why I placed them here. Finally, the killers who just won't get any value from Deathbound, which consists of 2 killers that have lullabies attached to them, being Huntress and Trickster. Oblivious does not remove the lullaby effect from killers, so wise survivors will know when you're within range of them and likely at least be more aware that you're approaching them. The Wraith also already has built-in permanent stealth in his kit, so Deathbound will likely not bring any value for him unless you want to walk around the map uncloaked for some reason. And finally, the Plague should be pretty obvious, since survivors will likely never heal against you, you'll never be able to activate Deathbound. This isn't the end-all be-all list, but it feels pretty comprehensive without playing 1,000 games of each killer with the perk and logging it all into some kind of supercomputer. I did, however, get a chance to play a few games with some of the higher tier killers on the list, and here's how those went. Alright, for our first game here, we're going with Bubba. I think any insta-down killer is really strong with Deathbound, simply because they can get a little bit closer to the survivors. Bubba's no exception to this. Obviously, if you are getting the opportunity to get really close to survivors before they know that you're there, then you have a good opportunity to just get a free down. Hello. We're gonna have some frame drops. This is my first game. Should go away in 1 or 2 downs, but anyway, yeah, so we're running Deathbound, obviously, Mindbreaker, and Fire Up, and Floods of Rage. I don't want to bring too strong of perks. I want Deathbound to do its thing. Obviously, if, you know, if the other perks are like doing all the work, then it's not really like a great show for how strong Deathbound can be. Pretty good start for us so far. Good chance they're on this gen over here, since they all spawned on this side. They're not. Interesting. Let's go kick this. Yeah, so I don't want to bring too strong of perks. I don't really care if I like win or lose these. I just, you know, I want to get some Deathbound value. That's about it. Alright, so they're on that gen. I'm fine with that one popping. I'm not going to be able to hold that gen anyway, so... see if we can do a little mind game here. I don't know if I want to open this, but I'm going to open it anyway. Hello. Okay. Give it a roll back. Thought she would vault back, but I guess not. Shoot off the pallet. Won't drop the pallet. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll take a second hook stage on her, I guess. No problemo. Yeah, so obviously Bubba really strong with Deathbound. Haven't really gotten to show that off just yet. Yeah, I can catch her here. Use my charges correctly. Fair enough, and she touched a gen, so no no DS here. We'll go back and kick this again. I'm not trying to tunnel these guys, it's just, you know, they happen to be the people I'm finding when I'm going and checking gens, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, this gen pops. Running this way. A little bit of Floods of Rage value. Probably wondering how I knew she was there. I would be as well. It has been a long time since I like properly recorded a video, so do excuse me if my commentary is a little bit lacking. I don't know what to say. You know, Deathbound's a good perk. Here will be Oblivious. We'll go for the girl we haven't hooked yet. Where'd she run off to? There she is. Probably rev from here. I don't think she makes the window. Does. Maybe still catch her. Nice. Very close. I think we just tunneled this girl out. I'll let her wiggle off. I don't want to tunnel her out. I was looking for the girl that rescued her. Hello. This was the girl I believe I was looking for. We'll rev here. She should make the pallet if she decides to drop it. Yep. No problem. She shouldn't have ran away from it so fast. It's now, yes, she makes the window. I get an M1 out of it. Did she stay here? She did. I don't agree with that. I don't think that was smart. Check this gen, because there's a good chance that Cheryl's back on this gen. Yep. Red zone her back towards the dead zone. I mean, this is all a dead zone, to be fair. There's not really anything for her to run to. We'll slug her. Same thing. I don't want to tunnel anybody out. We'll hook the girl that we haven't hooked yet. Take her to the Scourge Hook, get our Floods of Rage value. It's not wiggling for some reason. Not sure why I got a noise notification over here. Unhook the Cheryl. Prep burst? No? Okay, fair enough. I don't want to be chasing her on this way, so I'm gonna double back here. So drop it. Break the pallet. Window should be blocked as well. Probably jump in the locker, right? No. Alright. One more chance for you, but that's it. Somebody here should be Oblivious. Might be this girl. Turn into nothing, darling. Alright, one more chance for you, and then that's it. The Sable, I think I have not hooked yet. I need to find the Sable. I don't know what she's been doing this whole game. Oh, and Deathbound does activate if the survivors pick each other up off the ground as well, so this is like a super strong slugging tool as well. That is also something to consider with this. So see, 2 people screamed there, 2 people went for that heal. That means 2 people are oblivious. So most likely healing over here. Just the Sable, kind of just running into me. Maybe we can get the girl too. Yep. You're on death hook. I've let you go like 3 times already. Time to kill you. But yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to know where the killer is when you are oblivious, man. I'm telling you, this perk is super underrated, simply for the fact that like every other perk that can give the oblivious status effect has some way to like counter it, either just by waiting the timeout or by like breaking the hex totem in the case of like Plaything or whatever the name of the perk is now. But with Deathbound, like there's nothing you can do. If you activate Deathbound, like you are oblivious, and until somebody loses a health state, until you lose a health state, you're oblivious. Nothing to be done about it. I think that's super broken. Truthfully. One person there. They're healing. She didn't know where I was. I could also imagine, it's kind of scary to run like scream perks with Deathbound, but I could imagine like Infectious Fright might also be okay with it. Probably a lot of great perks that go well with Deathbound. Again, I don't want to bring like too strong of stuff, but I've had good results when I play with Bubba. Very good results. I didn't even know she was on the gen, so that really shows you. Like, I walked it all the way up to the gen. She had no idea I was there. Guessing she ran to Shack, yeah. On that gen. Oh, hello. Accidentally ran into you. So I'm gonna take you to the next game. We'll see what killer I decide that I want to try this out with. I had some pretty nasty mic issues at the start of this game, so really quick, all I was saying was that Oni's really great because survivors are almost forced to heal against you. If they don't heal against you, they're going to give you your power over and over again, which against Oni is obviously a pretty big problem. So he might be one of, if not the best user of Deathbound. Anyway, enjoy the game. We're still in early game Oni, however, so I had to bring slightly stronger perks. We've got Brutal Strength, we've got Corrupt, and we've got Dying Light. Dying Light's not super strong, obviously, but Strength and pretty good. This guy's juicing me already. Need to leave chase with him, honestly. We got a pallet out of it, so nothing to cry about, I suppose. This is our free hit. Been waiting for this. Sort of running to a dead zone. There should be like one pallet over here, but it's a pretty unsafe pallet, as long as we don't get stunned by it. Nice. There's a good chance that she will get pallet saved, so I'm just gonna pick up right away. Try to get away from, as far away from the pallet as I can. And then we'll run back and hopefully she dropped enough blood orbs for us to power. I probably should have grabbed the 2 that she dropped on the hook as well, but oh well, right? Oh, there's our power. Not gonna use it just yet. Redrop. Oh, I don't think you make this window. Okay, take that. Look at this hook. And then we just pop our power and start hunting, right? Maybe we can hold it a little bit. Perfect, that's our Deathbound trigger. I believe that was the Jonah. It looked like the Jonah's. Oh. Yeah, that's Deathbound. You didn't know where we were. Could have probably popped our power and maybe got it down, but it's okay. We'll take what we keep. We'll take the M1. They're gonna be leaving blood all over the place. Don't think that should have been a stun, but okay. First gen pops. Just swing through this pallet. Okay, he's not going to the pallet. Does he make this? I think he does. I don't think he makes a second loop though. As long as we hold this really tight. Yeah, he does actually. Just bloodlust him down, this is fine. Look at all the blood orbs that we're getting right here. Slowly catching up. This is probably a bad idea, but it's fun. Maybe I need to chase him the other way. That might be the issue here. I'm hugging this as tight as I can. Let's try going the other way. Oh. Fair enough. Again, we're not looking to, you know, win these games by any metric. It's all about just showing off the perk. I think we'll pop our power here and go hunt down by the gens so we can find somebody. There might be one more person afflicted with Deathbound currently. Close. Good, that would be great. Where'd she go? Go to the window. Life. Nice. We will take that. We only caught her because we kind of preemptively knew that she would go for the window. I didn't think we were going to get her through the light, but it's okay. The good thing about us chasing him up where we did is that we should be able to just grab our power like right away now. How many blood orbs are up here? Break this down for a second. Hopefully we're still on her trail. Not. Close. Good try on the plate. Oh, that's unlucky. Wall. Perfect. Somebody's gonna be Oblivious, whoever unhooked the Claudette. Be a good opportunity for us. I want to go up and kick that gen, because I know it's got a lot of progress on it. This could be the Oblivious person. We make that, yep. Fair enough. I don't really want to chase him through here. Like I said, I want to go back. I want to get my blood. This gen. would be my power. Just saw a bird over here. Perfect. But she ran back. We did. I'm not trying to tunnel, just, you know, I just happened to find this person, so unfortunate for her, I suppose. This game should be over. They haven't been doing gens for some reason. But like, this game should have been over a little while ago. This girl disconnected. Did I tunnel her out? I did. Whoops. Sorry. Didn't mean to. Top our power. See what we can find back here. I thought it's also dead on hook. This one I do kind of mean to do. Sure, 1 gem left. We need to go and check our last gens. I know they're not on that one. It is definitely possible they're on this one. This is the most likely one for them to be because we chased the Jonah over here, I believe. Yep. It's got the window to go to. He makes it back around again. I don't think he does. 6. Gonna refill the pallet? No, he's running. Could pop our power, but we don't really need to. Whoops. I have to swing in through the pallet, and I hit my S key a little bit too quickly. Yep. Well done. A great pass fault. Swung through last time, so it's pretty likely he's gonna want to drop it on that one. I'll hold my power until I find the Jonah, who is on here. These scratch marks. Very faintly. Upper power, he's running to the hook right now. Necessarily who we want, but the pallet, he's probably on the door right now. Right up that. There we go. Him being on the door is only a problem because he has dying light, so he opens the door a lot faster. And I don't want that, obviously. Hook. Let me get the vault. Ooh, good fake. I'll hit you now. Ungamed? Close. This guy's dead on hook now. We'll let the David go. He played very well this game. We do not mind. All right, let's go to the next game. This was a great game to show off Oni with Deathbound, I think. I'm not a great Oni player, so, you know, if I can do this well with him on this map, which I'm not a huge fan of, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good showing. All right, last up, I brought Billeh. I'm really bad at Billeh, so you're gonna have to excuse what you're about to see, but right. Yeah, I mean, again, any insta-down killer is going to do pretty well with Deathbound. I don't have my key bindings set up correctly. This is really bad. So, you know, any insta-down killer is going to do pretty well with Deathbound, in my opinion. Interesting. Yeah, I don't have my my Q and E keys set to turn, so this is gonna be really hard. Really, really hard. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take 3 downs. That's about all I can do. But yeah, so you know, Billeh, Bubba, those kinds of killers are always gonna do pretty well. Unlucky, all things considered, right? We brought Monstrous Shrine, Barbecue and Chili, Lullaby. Again, don't want to bring too strong of perks, but I might actually have to pause here for a second and find these keys, because I'm not gonna lie, this is like almost impossible to turn with my mouse. We got it down. That's all I was asking for, you know. Anybody here for the save? Really, really hard to turn like this. Yeah. Fair enough. Get overdrive here in a second. How long do you want to stay here? Yeah. It's so hard to turn with the mouse. They are turning this into a little bit of a dead zone. They dropped most of the pallets on this side of the map. Okay, you see a couple people on that gen over there. Potentially, this is one of the people that is Deathbound, so... Oh, didn't charge it up quite enough. Too bad. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm telling you, man, it's like impossible to it's like impossible to turn like this. Which gen? Second gen. Interesting. What do we got for barbecue? That gen. To a tree. Very nice. Go ahead and pick this guy up. Didn't really care about Lullaby all that much, to be honest with you, so that's fine. Figure out where they went. Looks like they went into Shack. I think they got in a locker. Someone get Perk, I guess. Very nice, very nice. It's like, it's so hard to, I know I'm like complaining about it a lot, but it's like so hard to turn without I don't really want to talk to this guy. Down him and leave him down. Like obviously I kind of need to tunnel him if I want to win, but not much. Unfortunately. Oh, I definitely could have hit her if I had aimed a little bit better. This pallet's fine now. Try this. Not trick her. Really big pallet. Oh, a little bit greedy by her. Boil over. Very well done by the survivors. It still makes the hook, I think. It's a little scary whenever somebody has boil over and you're like going for a distant hook. Let's see if... Wow, that gem was already done. Crazy. Well done by the chest. I don't know if we did get any Deathbound value this game, but like it definitely seemed like we caught a couple people off guard a couple of times. It's just my skill on Billeh's pretty rough, so. Quite adept enough at it to give it a full swing, I would say. A better Billeh player would have 4K here, 100%. 4K with like 2 gens left, probably. Maybe even 3, maybe even 4, maybe even 5, you know? I never know. Wait. Get the unhook? Nope. I'm only missing a hook on this girl. So I didn't break this pallet, so. I don't think you make that now. Dead hard? Not dead hard? I was expecting dead hard, like, into the pallet. So again. Taking him one, I guess. I thought he was here. Whoa. So the Renato is should be Oblivious right now, if I'm not mistaken. It does make this, I think. This pellet's on, I believe. This window. Oh, wow. That's it. I don't think she's dead on hook. I believe this is my 8th hook. So kind of the only reason I've been chasing her. Feeling by the gates. The gate's probably 99. Had to guess. A little bit of better piloting there and I would have had him. Okay. I'm letting them go, I just want to keep practicing my chainsaws. GG's. Yeah, I don't know how much Deathbound really did in that game, but